to cover the teaching progression for the deadlift. There's 5 steps in the deadlift. We're going to teach these in order. If you do all 5 steps correctly, you're going to deadlift properly every time. All right? So step 1 in the progression of the deadlift, and teaching the deadlift, is the stance. So she's going to walk up to the bar and place her shins, that lower part of the leg, she's going to place her shins exactly 1 inch from the bar. So it's going to be exactly 1 inch. As you're looking down from above, it's going to be right over about the tie of your shoe, right where your shoe laces tie. That's where that's going to be. So shins are 1 inch from the bar. Along with stances, she's going to put her heels about hip width apart. So from the front, we should see her legs go straight down from her hips to her heels. We don't want to see them too wide. We don't want to see them too narrow. So we just want to see nice legs straight up and down. Good. Toes are then going to go slightly out. Not too much, not as much with the squat as with the deadlift, but slightly out. Perfect. So shins are 1 inch. Heels are directly under the hips, and toes are slightly out. That's all step 1. That's stance. Step 2 is grip. All right. So she's going to bend forward at the waist here in a second, and she's going to grab the bar just outside of her legs. But we just worked really hard to get that proper stance, so we want to make sure when we grab the bar that we don't move it, right? So we want to make sure the bar stays in one spot. So step 2, grip. She's going to bend forward at the waist without bending her knees and grab the bar just outside of her legs. Good. Very good. She's going to bend her knees. Step 3, we just say shins. So she's going to bend her knees until her shins touch the bar. Again, being careful not to make the bar move when she does that. So she bends her knees, her shins touch the bar. She's going to take her knees and push them out slightly towards her arms. We're not going to go out so far that the arms start to bend, pushing them too far. We're going to keep the arms straight, and the legs are just going to go, the knees are just going to go out to the arms. Good. The bar is still over the middle of the foot. Step 4 is she's going to squeeze her chest up to set her back into extension nice and tightly, being careful not to drop the hips when she does that. Good. So that's a proper start for the first 4 steps. Step 5, we're just going to say drag. Once she's there after step 4, she's just going to drag the bar up her shins and legs and stand up with it. Good. That's step 5 is drag. Good. She's going to place the bar back onto the ground the same way it came up. So she's going to shove her butt backwards, let it drag down her thighs and legs, and set it right back down where it started. On our first set of 5, we're going to do 5 reps individually. So she's going to step back from the bar, and she's going to do that whole process again. So we start memorizing those 5 steps. So step 1, she's going to place her shins 1 inch from the bar. Her feet are about hip width apart, so her legs are straight down and her toes are slightly out. She's going to bend forward at the waist without bending her knees and grab her grip, which is step 2. She's going to bend her knees until her shins touch the bar, which is step 3, shins. Push her knees out lightly into her arms. She's going to squeeze her chest up to put her back into extension without dropping her hips. She's going to drag the bar up her legs. Good. That's the second one. Good. Place it back down the same way it came up. Let go and step backwards. So there's 2. We're going to do 3 more just like that. Ready? Shins 1 inch from the bar. Step 1. Step 2, she's going to bend forward at the waist, grab the bar for grip. Bend her knees till her shins touch. That's step 3. Knees are out into the arms. She squeezes her chest up and drags the bar up her legs. Good. And back down. 2 more. Step backwards. Step forward. Step 1, shins. Step 2, grip. Step 3, shins. Good. Squeeze your chest up and drag. Good. And put it back down. So this is our last set. Go. Last rep individually. Shins are 1 inch from the bar. She can bend forward at the waist, grab the bar just outside the legs, bend the knees so the shins touch, shove her knees out, take a big deep breath, squeeze her chest up, and drag. Good. And place it back down. Good. So that's a set of 5 done individually so that we can reinforce those 5 steps, right? There's shins 1 inch from the bar, bend forward at the waist without bending the knees, grab the bar for your grip, bend the knees till your shins touch, squeeze your chest up, and drag the bar up our legs. Now we're ready, since we practiced that 5 times, we're ready to do a set of 5 without letting go of the bar. And we're going to go ahead, and while we do that, we're going to figure out a starting weight for her program. So we're going to add some weight to the deadlift, do another set of 5, and we're going to keep adding weight until we find a good starting weight. Let's add the blues, yeah? Go to 135. Okay, so this time we're going to pull a set of 5 without letting go of the bar. So what's going to happen is we had the 5 steps to the deadlift. Shins 1 inch from the bar, bend forward at the waist without bending the knees. Bend the knees so the shins make contact. Squeeze your chest up and drag. Now when we don't have to let go of the bar between each rep, we don't have to do step 1, 2, and 3. So we can do step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the first rep, and then step 4 and 5 before each rep thereafter. So it's going to look like this. She's going to walk up, place her shins 1 inch from the bar. She's going to bend forward at the waist without bending her knees. Grab the bar just outside the legs. Bend her knees till her shins make contact. Squeeze her chest up. Take a big deep breath and drag the bar up the legs. Good. So now we just got to do step 4 and 5. She's going to take a big deep breath, squeeze her chest up, and drag. Good. Again, step 4 and 5. Big deep breath, squeeze her chest up and drag. Good. There's 3. And 2 more. Squeeze, drag. Good. And last rep, squeeze, drag. Good. So all 5 of those reps looked exactly the same. So there was no slowdown in the bar. So what we'd do to find our starting weight is we're going to add a little more weight, maybe 5 or 10 pounds each side. We're going to pull another set of 5 and see if we can get our bar speed to slow down. So let's add 10 kilos. Good. So after a short rest, she's going to walk back up and pull another set of 5. And what we're going to watch is to see if any of these look different. See if any of the bar speed from the first rep to the 5th rep slows down at all. If we see it slow down, we know we found the proper weight. Ready? So again, all 5 steps for the first rep. Shins are 1 inch to the bar. Bends forward at the waist, grabs her grip. Shins, chest up, squeeze, and drag. Good. There's the first one. Step 4 and 5 now. Squeezes her chest up and drags. Good. There's 2. 3 more. Big deep breath. Drag. Good. Good. Big deep breath. Squeeze. Drag. Good. See, this bar started to slow down there a little bit. And that one's noticeably slower than the last one, or the first one. Good. Put it back down. That is exactly what we're trying to look for when we find a starting weight. So we saw the 5th rep was a little slower than the first rep. So that would be the weight that she would start her program with. So when she starts with her shins 1 inch from the bar, that's going to establish her back angle. So she's going to bend forward at the waist, grab the bar just outside of the legs. Good. She's going to bend her knees until her shins make contact. She's going to push her knees out and squeeze her chest up. So when I watch for the chest to be squeezed up, I want to see that back go into what we call extension. Nice flat back. Go ahead and arch it. That is flexion, and we don't want to see that at all in the deadlift. So we want to squeeze our chest up into extension. Yep. And hold. Good. And one more time, go to flexion. We don't want to see that. We're going to squeeze the chest up and put our back into extension, nice and neutral. When we're in proper position and the bar is over the middle of the foot, 1 inch from the shins, and now it's touching the shins, and the back is in extension, what you're going to see is the shoulders are slightly in front of this bar. So you can see the arms hanging at an angle. When you pick your chest up, some people like to drop the hips really low. That made the bar roll out in front, and now her shoulders are over the bar and her hips are too low. Right? So she's going to bring her hips back up where they were. Good. Shins are 1 inch from the bar there. Chest is up. Squeeze. Shoulders are slightly in front of the bar. Good. That's it. Let go. That's it. Okay, we're going to cover the commands for the deadlift portion of the competition. In the competition, it'll be the last event that you do. So you're going to squat, bench press, and deadlift is the last event. It's the easiest one of the commands, okay? There's only one command from a head judge. Again, just like the squat, there's a judge standing in front of you and one on each side, all right? You're going to take your commands from the judge in front of you, but like I said, there's only one command for the deadlift, and that's to tell you to put it back down. All right, so this is exactly, we're going to run through it, exactly what it's going to look like, and then we'll go through some problems that are going to get you red lighted in the deadlift. Go ahead. All right. So the head judge is going to be standing in front of you. They're going to tell you to, when the bar is loaded to the weight that you want, they're going to tell you the platform's yours, and they're just going to put their hand up. And it's on you. You're going to get no commands to start this. So when she's ready, she's going to walk up to the bar and get set. She can pick it up whenever she wants to. Once she picks it up, she's going to hold it there until the head judge tells her down, down. And then she can return it back and she's done. Okay? So again, it'll look just like this. Platform's yours. Down. And that's it. So some of the things we're going to look for that'll cause you to miss the lift. Basically, the judges to say that it's a bad lift and get you red lights. Once the bar starts moving upwards, it has to keep going upwards. All right? It can pause there and not move, but it can't start to return back down. So once the bar starts to move up, it has to continue to move up. All right? So let's just watch. She's going to miss one by letting it go back down slightly. So she's going to start pulling. The bar is coming up. It gets about here, it gets heavy, it goes back down, and then she starts pulling again. They'll still give you the down command, but they're going to give you 3 red lights because the bar was not on a continuous motion upwards. All right? So that's one way to get a red light. Another red light is to not lock the bar out at the top all the way. So at the top, I'll show you what we're going to see. Shins are winch the bar. She's going to lock this one out. A proper deadlift at the top is going to show the knees locked. Yeah. The shoulders are going to be slightly behind the bar. You don't have to lean back. We don't need any of that. We just need to be locked out. Hips are locked out and knees are locked out. Okay? So go. Good. So she's going to lock it out. Shoulders are slightly behind the bar. Hips are locked out and knees are locked out. That's a good 3 white lights on the top of the deadlift. Here's an example of not locking a deadlift up. Good. So that's just short of lockout. We're going to want to see her lean back, get the shoulders behind the bar, and finish the deadlift. Good. Put it back down. Very good. So that's 2 ways. What else are we going to get? Putting it back down before the down command. So if you lock the bar out and start to put it back down before the down command. So she starts her deadlift. And before she gets the down, she puts it back down. Yeah. So you're going to want to wait for the judge with that hand raised to tell you to place the bar down. They'll say down, and then you're done. Hitching the bar. This is a big one, okay? This is called a hitch. You're not allowed to hitch. So the knees cannot rebend to pick the bar up. So this is what a hitch looks like. Go ahead. So the bar is moving upwards. Her knees are going to lock out, and then she rebends the knees and sits back and then picks it up. That's called a hitch. Right? Do that again, right? From the down. So you'll watch the knees rebend to get back under the bar. That right there is a hitch. Right? That can't be done. It's got to be a smooth, continuous pull from start to finish. Is that clear? Yep. Okay. That's it. That's the only thing that can get you red lighted on a deadlift.